Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers Escape from Mars. If you remember last time, we found an underground area where everybody was already dead, a ship that needed to be repaired, which, more work than we need to. But that's okay because you know what? We're getting off this rock. First, we have to get started, so let's go. Alrighty then. So, as you can probably see down in my quick bar there, we're going to be doing some warheads. I don't know if we're going to make them today or not, because what we're going to do is we're going to start pulling this entire base apart. I've got some girders, but we're going to need more. I don't know how many I've got up in the rover. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take most of this base apart. We'll take the extra pieces back down to the construction area. We'll make sure we get all the parts out of here that we can. Now there is a battery up here. Yeah, it's right there. So we don't want to disconnect that. We want to leave that where actually you look like you're stuck in the terrain. But the battery is powering stuff downstairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave... Well, you know what? Let's see. Let's take this one out. I'm going to see if there's another block up here. Does not look like it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go block and block. And in order to keep us from basically taking that line apart, we're going to take everything around it apart. And again, it's just, you know, keeps us honest. More importantly, it keeps me from forgetting that it's there and taking it out. Alright. Now, the reason I'm leaving that hooked up is because that... is just that's enough of a connection to keep it the rest. Oh crap, steel plates, no. All right, but that's enough of a connection to keep it able to power the lights in here, and we are eventually going to take most of that apart as well. Let me show you what we're doing here. I do need to keep an eye on both my oxygen and my hydrogen. I've been moving things slowly over here. We've basically just been taking all sorts of stuff apart. And I'm thinking, actually, what do you have? You don't have girders. You got a bunch of other stuff, though. So we will definitely take those things apart for some components as well. And what we're going to do is the last thing that we take apart is going to be the base down here, but we want to grab all of the material that we can from the entrance down to where the bottom of the elevator is. And you have just steel plates, which isn't bad, but it's not good either. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this thing broken down. And I think what we'll do, because we are talking about probably a good hour or so of just grinding materials. I'm thinking it'd been really nice if you'd had some uranium in there. But I'm thinking what I'll do is I don't know if I'm going to do a time lapse or if we're just going to do a cut. So what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and do the recording. And if it's anything even slightly amusing, then we'll do it as a time lapse. If not, you're going to get a transition here shortly. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. So sit back, hopefully relax, and enjoy.
gonna shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true to love, true to love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this.
magic love saga, the dice in the end. The letter in my wallet, I'll keep it till we meet again. You should never doubt it's true. I am the forgotten you. You're the one on my mind.
And we're back. So, that's a lot of grinding. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and taken the roof off of here, and you're probably asking why am I doing this? Mainly because of the fact that it's a cheap and easy resource that I don't have to go fight for, and we can always break things like the components down into other resources so that we can actually recycle them into things that we need. Now with all the steel plates that we have, we can actually put an assembler together and have it do basically all of our stuff for us. We'll be able to break down all of the plates, get the iron back, convert that over into girders, which we're going to need a ridiculous amount of. Because all those explosives that we've harvested, we're going to blow a hole through that wall back there. Now, in order to do that, before we get to that point, I'm going to probably end up taking most of these lights out, take the frames out, and we're going to repair the ship that's over here. Next, what I want to get up and running is I want to get everything patched or piped together in here as much as possible so that I can get the hydrogen tanks online. Now, do I actually have... See, I can actually place more tanks, so I could actually take these apart now. Oh, yeah, so if we take those apart... The only thing that I can't make are the thrusters, right? Yeah, see, I only have the atmospheric thrusters still. Now, if I could figure out where I needed to go to get the hydrogen thrusters, we'd be able to take these beasts apart and rebuild something. Because all we're trying to do is we're trying to get to that communication satellite. If we can get there, everything else is golden. That's our escape area. So I'm tempted to cut this thing loose, build like 2 or 3 hydrogen tanks on top of it, oh, we might be able to do that. Maybe we might actually be able to get away with doing that. I don't know. So one of the things that we are running into, and I don't want to run the risk of, is destroying any of these. So what I need to do is, I think that all of this is clear as long as the landing gear stays attached. We should be okay. I don't think any of the terrain is intersecting with the ship. Make sure though. If it crushes me, we'll have our answer, right? As to whether or not the landing gear is actually there. So that's looking okay. Alright, so that looks like it's okay. So now we just need to go over to a panel. Let's get rid of that so we don't accidentally break something. We go into info. Okay, so it is actually a ship. That's what's important. Alright, so now we need to get a bunch of things wired together in here. First things first, we're going to get, let's start with the hydrogen tanks. Now, if you noticed, I was in the process, or I had started putting in the med bay, and the reason I was doing that was because once we get everything up and running, I want to have a med bay with us. Small tubes, computers, and some other stuff. I didn't see everything it said we needed. But if we're needing small steel tubes, that means we're not going to have enough to get the rest of this stuff working either. Alright, so let's get the interior plates. Let's get everything patched in, and then we can always come back. Oh, you know what? It's because my inventory was full. I'm still going. I should have more than that for interior plates. Unfortunately, you do not have any hydrogen. Alright, so what we're gonna do is, let's see here, because we only need to get to 50k. Are we gonna need more than 2 of these things to feed the entire network? That's the big question. Because what I'm thinking is, if we put one on either side, we can put an O2 generator between them. Yeah, if we put an O2 generator between them, we basically just feed the O2 generator until this thing is fully powered as far as hydrogen is concerned. Now, we have batteries on board.
Convoy dispatch. Delivery 22380. ETA.
You've got 900 kilowatts. You have 3 megawatts. So we do need to get the small reactor online. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're gonna is that because it's, come on. Alright. I don't want to run the risk of having everything collapse on me, so I'm gonna get this on here. And like I said, once we get these two online, we have small reactors up on the stuff upstairs, so we'll be able to basically transport that stuff down here. Alright. And then we will just basically, what do you have on you? We're going to take you out entirely. We don't need all of this stuff. Okay, it didn't drop anything. That means there's nothing in it before. It's always a good thing to know. So we're going to grab a couple hundred of those. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just basically run conduit everywhere. So we're going to say one there, one there. Drop you there, drop you there. Alright. Okay, and you are running that way, which runs into the back of all of that. You're piped in. You are now piped in. Damn it. Come here, you. So all of that is piped. Kind of odd that that isn't. Alright. Okay, so this is, get that out of the way so we can see. So all of our thrusters on both sides are now in theory piped in. Come here, you. You're piped into there, you're piped into there. And that's all going to pipe in through here, but I'm not sure if that is actually... Are you actually piping into anything in there? It doesn't look like it. So you pipe that way, but nothing there. What about underneath? So yes, it goes down. Okay. What I might need to do is I might need to pull some of this stuff out just to make sure Yes, it is. Okay. So if you're piping in that way, we've already confirmed that one on when we were putting in the med bay. Okay, so what it's doing is it's piping in through here, comes up through the bottom here, in through all of this, and then this actually pipes around into here. I'll show you really quick. So you have the thruster here, but this all... Actually, how are you getting... Okay, so yeah, so it's piped in up there into that, which will feed the forward. That is joined in the middle. That comes down and looks like it's running underneath through all of this to feed the stuff on the bottom. So yes, everything looks like, in theory, it's piped up. We won't know until we actually get a little bit of power on here, get some hydrogen running into this place, and get it all good to go. But that looks like it should be everything. Oh, missed one. So nothing down here is actually needing to be piped. So if that's... because that is piping there, and this is all piping elsewhere through. Alright, I want to check to see if... So, you're an interior block. You're an light armor block, you're an interior wall. So that tells us it's not piping through that way, which is fine. Alright, so that's all piping in through the center line here then. So that means we should be able to take out some of this stuff. It would be really nice to have a refinery. But since we don't, that means all of this should be able to go away. Now the reason I'm taking all the extra stuff out is because, well, mainly it's weight that we don't really need. We've got 2 functioning gyros. There's gravity generator might be nice, but I don't think I'm going to worry too much about that. Conveyor. I'm really tempted to take that remote block out. Alright, so I'm thinking it will probably end up taking the reactor out and relocating it. You are a beacon, which we don't need. Alright. So we're going to throw all this in here for a second. We are going to go... We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I don't know how many we need. It's usually a good number. 5 or 6 is usually... If you're not sure, grab 5. You can always come back for more, or you can always use the part somewhere else if you need to. And okay, so you are all patched in. Oh, I need one more. Yep, I need 6 motors.
Energy low.
See, you're not actually patched into anything, though. We will leave that stuff patched in, just so that we, in case there's something hidden down here, because I didn't tear the whole thing apart, and I don't want to pull everything completely apart if I don't have to. Are you actually piped into anything? No. Alright, if you're not actually piped into anything, I am not going to worry about you. May as well patch at least some of the holes, right? Okay, so now we just need... You are now patched in. I do want to get at least one of these oxygen tanks up and running so that while we're pulling the O2 in, or the ice in, and we're getting all that going, and we'll be able to hopefully... I don't think we're going to pressurize the ship, but at least we'll have O2, available if we need to refill our tanks. So how much parts do we have left? We've got a bunch of parts. Can we go ahead and get you and you? Alright. You guys can just kind of hang out. I just need... I'll need a crap ton of motors. I'm going to have you go that way. Motors and plates. And then everything else. Okay. So we're going to grab 100 of those. Let's grab like 250 of those, and then a couple hundred of those. Okay. Oh, and motors. I need... oh, no, I grabbed motors. That's right. Okay. I got turned around. Let's get ourselves right side up. Yes, I am worried about running out of hydrogen as well as oxygen. We are okay for a second. Okay, we're not as well off as I thought we were. And now we just need more construction components. Alright. Is that all of the piping? It's just components now? Oh, that'll be awesome if that is. Ow. Come here. Alright. Let's head back. We're going to get our power back up. We'll recharge our oxygen tanks, and we'll start working on the exterior of the ship. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut while we get everything recharged and refueled. Probably get the assembler in between those two, or the assembler, the O2 generator in between those two tanks, so we can start getting those tanks full. And yeah, so we will be right back. And we're back. So let's show you what we've done. I've got a full inventory because I've been picking stuff up out of the area up here. We dug a hole. From here, we actually started down at the ship and dug our way out because I don't remember if you remember everything that we had in our inventory, but we've got a bunch of stuff over here that actually, go ahead, may as well be comfortable while we're doing this, right? So yeah, we have a crap ton of resources up here. And what I want to do is basically take all of the stuff that we have up here and take it down below. Now, we do have the reactor components. I went ahead and picked these up. That should be enough to give us a small reactor. I believe it's only 100. Or is it? Oh, see, now I'm going to have to look. Alright, let's go here. Small reactor. Yes, 100. Okay. So that will allow us to keep the ship downstairs powered up. So once we get everything down there, so I'm basically going to be breaking most of this ship down. In fact, I'll probably break all of this ship down. So I will grab a blueprint of it before we do it, so that if anybody wants it, let me know and I'll put it up on the workshop for you so you can see what the thing looks like and how it handles. I mean, you can see what it looks like here, but it's a fun little ship. I actually like it. The one thing that we need to do though is we need to get all of this stuff together and get it downstairs so that we can get off this rock. So, with that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one here, because that's going to be a couple of hours worth of work just shuttling parts down there. And I want to thank you for stopping in. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, throw it down in the section below. If you haven't done so already, new to the channel, want to see more, be sure to subscribe as well. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Escape from Mars and Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, now we start schlepping parts again.